so much. Debbie Davis, we had over 2,300 positive COVID cases in Kentucky yesterday. Oh,
Jeez.
man.
And they've been, according to Debbie, they've been open for a while, too.
Yeah.
A couple months.
It's just the travel and everything that's going on. Josie Fodgy, Hoffaday, beautiful people of Guam. Please continue to be safe and well. Chris Cave, Hoffaday, good morning. Who else we got here? Jovi Castro, good morning. Don't know about any of you, but today feels like a nope, go back to sleep day. Yeah, but here we are.
That would be nice.
You ever have those kind of mornings, Jay, where you're just like,
No, I don't like downtime.
You're like happy to be alive.
Ready
to go.
I got to do stuff.
Right on.
But to tell you what, one member of the Link family who is a little bit perturbed at us for like going in like a little bit tardy is our own Tomas Manglona, who is in the Big Apple. And as I understand, Tomas, as you join us in the KUAM News Zoom room, you're actually getting ready because later on this evening for you, you're going to a Yankee game. And I must say, you're a member of our family. I hate you with every fiber of my being right now if you're going to a Yankee game. Who are the Bombers playing today?
It's gonna be my first baseball game, so you've probably been to more than I have. But I was gonna say I don't mind at all. I could sit back and I think we could watch you cha-cha all day, Jason.
Looks pretty good, huh?
Hey, I've never been to a Major League Baseball game and everything, but hey man, enjoy it.
But what are your activist friends going to think about you going to see the Yankees?
Oh God.
Come on.
No comment, Chris. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, just have fun with it, all right?
Hey,
get you a hot dog.
Yeah, be safe. And who the Bombers playing today?
It's Yankees versus the Seattle Mariners.
Wow.
So,
That's my team too.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, Jay is a former Seattle resident.
Ooh. Have fun, man.
Well, we brought you
Send us
on, Tomas. Obviously, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but you were the recipient of not one, not two, but 3 awards for your reporting. Your reporting with KUAM.
Well done. So if he was on the Olympic podium, you would see Tomas in the middle with the gold, Tomas on the left with the silver, and Tomas on the right with the bronze.
This is why I told Chris I didn't want to do this, because I knew you guys would drag
We
us
should do a
on,
meme.
but,
Can you do a meme, Jay, where you just Photoshop him on the podium with all 3 of just him?
Okay. Yeah, no, but I think thanks for having me on. I know I'm not home yet, but I think a lot of the stories, I'm just really grateful that an audience in the continental U.S. is watching, and the stories that were recognized there were about the quarantine protocol for passengers entering. They were about the COVID-19 testing lab that the Commonwealth Healthcare Center put up on Saipan in a matter of months. It's a pandemic that we're also experiencing, so lots of good people on Saipan and Rhoda and Tinian who offered their time during the pandemic to share a little bit of information, make these stories possible.
Right.
And it's still happening. I try to catch the link every day in the afternoon here in New York, and still a lot of questions that are unanswered, and it's always an evolving situation. So we're waiting. I think it's interesting to look back at that after stepping away from reporting at home for a bit, to just look at how much has changed in terms of the response, but also still how much has not changed and how much we still don't know. So I know that we're all working to get those answers.
We're excited. We're excited to get you over here and help start asking a lot of those questions and getting those answers. Tomas, 3 of your stories won awards. There was one, KUAM gets a behind-the-scenes look at Saipan's COVID-19 lab. There was another, Navy details plans to continue with the Mariana Islands training and testing. And then Saipan prepares for incoming passengers. So we wanted to throw one of these stories up. Did you have a preference of which one?
No, go go for it, whichever one.
Well, when you win,
they're all winners.
Yeah, when you win first, second, and third place, it's like, they're all pretty good.
Oh yeah, any one of those would be fine, guys.
Yeah, and I also just want to thank the team at KUAM for allowing that to happen, because reporting in the CNMI for KUAM, has been really amazing, and I can't wait to do that more. So
right.
And like I said, when the news first came out, I also thanked the CEO Esther Muña, because she made it work. She saw the media as a partner in the response to the pandemic. So a lot of these stories are because of that partnership.
Well, Tomas, I also must say that we've been working with our partners, up in KSPN2 News in Saipan, and we do like regional reports and everything, and we know sometimes getting big interviews with some of the government officials out there can be kind of tough and everything like that. But in every single one of your interviews that I helped you produce and everything like that, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we know Tommy, and like we've known him since he was a kid." And you are very much respected by the private sector there, by government officials and everything like that. And they really have taken note of the fair and quality reporting that you've done and everything. I mean, you've got the Midas touch so far. Obviously, first and second and third place. So.
Well, you guys know it takes a team. I feel like I'm now just saying cliches this entire time, but it really does. I mean, I don't think people know exactly how much work gets in, and Sabrina, Chris, and Jason and Joser at the link really providing a really great platform for people to get answers during this pandemic and beyond this pandemic. So thank you all.
As you guys recall, Tomas was actually over at NMI for a big chunk of the pandemic, especially during the lockdowns. And he was staying in a little room in a family apartment, right? And he had his gear and he was going out and gathering the news, and he'd always come on the link. Tomas, I just wanted to ask, just perspective-wise, right? Going back to that place where you were, gathering the news, and you weren't always, Governor Ralph Torres' favorite reporter. Now to go from that and the height of the lockdown to where we are now and where you are now in New York City, it's been quite a journey, hasn't it?
It has been, and like I said, I've been trying to keep up with the link, and it's interesting being in New York because as I'm sure you all saw, there's that news of vaccination cards going to be required at social public gatherings, and it looks like every city, every mayor, every governor is doing this, for their own communities. And so it's a pandemic, it's a global issue, but it's just so interesting to see each political leader address it in a different way and also face their own criticisms. Obviously, the governor of New York facing much bigger criticisms now than we might have anticipated a year ago. But as it goes with a lot of these stories, they change. So.
Can you tell me too, Tomas, what is the sentiment now? Because we ran one of the CBS stories yesterday, and they were saying, I believe it's on September 17th, that the state, or at least the Isle of Manhattan, is going to implement those rules where you have to be vaccinated to get into like certain businesses and everything like that. Being in Manhattan and everything like that, is there a general pulse that you can kind of like take away from like how people are responding to that?
Yeah, it was interesting. I was walking on the street the other day, and I had my mask on walking out on the street because I heard about the Delta variant. I'm going home in a few weeks, and I don't want that to be delayed by any measure. And so I noticed when I looked around too, a lot more people had their mask on Broadway. I don't know if they're local or if they're a resident or if they're a tourist, but a lot of businesses indoors are still enforcing that, even if you go to coffee shops and things like that. And so yesterday I went to a coffee shop and I said, hey, I saw this news. Are you going to start requiring it? And the owner there told me, oh, we haven't heard anything from the government. So we're not, we saw the news, but we haven't had any conversations with government officials. So looking at the response and then how private business owners react and to the news, having not heard from government officials, I think is something that folks on Guam and in the Marianas might be able to relate to in terms of the flow of information and when people find out when a COVID-19 guideline affects them. So everyone taking it for what it is for their community.
Wow. Yeah, and I just got to say, I remember when you first came to us and everything like that, your success is not at all surprising. I mean, we know your character, we know, how you were raised and, the virtues you have and everything like that. So not at all surprising, but still unbelievably impressive. I mean, Berkeley grad, now Stanford master's degree, multi-award winner and everything like that. And, we are unbelievably honored that you're a member of our team.
Yeah, it's funny. People always ask oh, who do you look to and what are your big inspirations? And there are some big names out there, but also you just don't need to look past the screen with Chris, Jason, and Sabrina, and Joser, and everyone at KUAM who really inspires the type of stories that come out. So I miss you guys, and I can't wait to see you in person in September when I'm back.
We can't wait either.
Yeah, really, really, we can't wait because workload's a little heavy here, so we're waiting for it. You know what I mean?
I'll be over, and Chris and Bria will bring your coffee every morning, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, wow.
See if you can snag some of that blueberry bread while you're at it.
I was gonna start. If the travel does work out, I was thinking about how many pounds I have to allocate for any request that Chris has.
Hey, man,
Why's it gotta be
But
me?
we really are very proud of you, Tomas.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Right
well
on.
deserved.
Yeah, thanks.
Let's go ahead and play one of these stories here. I don't know. I think it's between the behind-the-scenes look at Saipan's COVID lab and Saipan prepares for incoming passengers.
We
Which
got the
one?
passengers one, I think?
Okay, we'll
we
play
got
this.
that
This is an award-winning piece of journalism here from our very own Tomas Manglona on the link. Good morning.
This is a unified frontline effort.
Behind the scenes of the front line, media was on site at the Saipan International Airport early Saturday as United Airlines touched down. Special Assistant for Public Transportation Alfredo Camacho says it's a multi-agency approach.
We were all fitted with our proper PPEs and to make sure that we conduct this process safely, smoothly, and to help protect the community.
Buses lined the Westgate entrance and tarmac at 7 a.m. Once the plane landed, passengers were escorted to their vans, their luggage loaded onto separate vehicles. Dakota buses transport people at least 3 times a week from the airport. This morning, they're expecting to transport at least 60 passengers to the quarantine facility. A police escort brings them to the Pacific Islands Club for preliminary screening. Deputy PIO for Department of Fire and EMS, Robert Mojica.
They'll be going through a 5-day mandatory quarantine, and I believe after the 5-day mandatory quarantine, they can have the option of being tested, and once their test results come back, and if everybody comes back negative, they will, I believe, be released.
The staff goes through a careful decontamination process immediately after. The vans are also cleaned at the Kanoa Alternate Care Site.
This is why we're out here. We take the precautionary measures to make sure that we're safe for all of you.
Tomas Manglona for KUAM News on Saipan.
Right on, and again, award-winning journalism there from our very own Tomas Manglona. Tomas, great piece. Tell us a little bit about the group that awarded you these 3 finishes with your stories.
Yeah, it's one of the large journalism associations. The Native American Journalists Association always has the Native Media Awards every year, and in a year like no other, a lot of reporters had a lot of great stories to submit. And again, what it means for me is having more people look at the story that might not have heard of Guam or the Marianas before, and I think that's part of it all.
Well, Tomas, yes, Jay, go ahead.
Yeah, Tomas, what time is first pitch, man? Because I was gonna say this is your first Major League Baseball game. Make sure that we know you're a smart guy and you're gonna do what's safe. So make sure you wear your mask and please sing your butt off during the 7th inning stretch. So let's root for the Yankees. If they don't win, it's a shame. And then you have to go for is 1, 2, 3 strikes. You're out at the old ball game, and that's when you just lose your mind.
Yep, go for it, Tomas.
This is a rite of passage.
Hopefully,
When in
I'll
Rome.
probably take a video for you then, Jason, for you to see that 7th inning.
Yeah.
Right on. Please do.
Yeah.
Have fun, Tomas, and thank you, and we'll see you
Right,
in
thank
about a
you.
month.
Yeah, we miss you, buddy.
Right on. Our very own Tomas Manglona. Good kid, man.
Yeah, definitely. I met him when he was still in high school.
Wow.
And we just knew there was just something.
then. Yeah.
You knew
Yeah,
that,
we knew
right?
there was something special about him. It's like, he was raised really, really well, very respectful, very honest, and
Yeah.
he's a dogged reporter.
Yeah, very fair, and he also does a lot of the things that photographers and videographers do. I mean, he can shoot, he can put his stories together. So that's, very, very valuable.
Yeah, he was a
skill.
one-man band when he was up
Yeah,
there. And everything.
exactly,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, like you said, he edited everything himself, did all his own audio. Edited.
724.
There's a somewhat disturbing